everyone, this is a tutorial on how to make these toppers. There are several ways on how to make them, but I will teach you the simplest ones and I think the most common. So this is a scrapbook paper, and if you use something like this, you are going to need Mod Podge to seal, so either of these are fine. Tacky glue, super glue for the magnets, and if you want, this is totally optional, but I really like the look of the 3D. I used a resin brush, the magnets, 2 magnets actually, the toothpick, your blanks. So these are the blanks that we sell. There are 2 thicknesses. Hopefully you can see that. One is 1 millimeter. This is about 1.5 millimeters. Pair looks to me like more like 2 millimeters. Personally, I love these really thin ones because they are just so light on the face, and they're very flexible. They come with the 2 N52 magnets, and they have holes on them, and they are perfectly flush on there. They come like this, the clear ones, the mask, and you just peel it off. So the first thing that you want to do is to trace your blank. Once that is all traced and everything, you're going to cut it. Here's what I have, and as you can see, I'm not very good at cutting. I didn't really have the patience, and it looks kind of fat. If you put this over, it's too big, right? Because when you're tracing, you know, it tends to get really big. So you still have to trim that. Now, the next thing that you are going to do is you're going to do a Mod Podge on this. I use either this or this, it doesn't really matter. Put the glue all over, right? And then let it dry. About 20 minutes, it should be dry. Turn it over, do it again. Now you need to make sure you don't miss anything and you're kind of generous with this. Let me show you what happens. This is what happens. I don't know if you could see it, but there is a discoloration right there. Now I just wasted this because, you know, there's no reversing this. After it dries, get your tacky glue. So you glue the backside and then put this over like this. You are going to turn this over. Let's pretend that is glued. This is when you're going to get your magnet. Glue these magnets. Use a really strong glue for this. It has that little nozzle. If you do this, I find that it puddles and it's just too much. So I use toothpick. Just tap it in there, and then you drop the glue. You really just need very little of it. You let it dry, and then let's just pretend this is dry. Put the resin over, put it under, and then just to make sure that it's really dry, I do 2 120 seconds and then another 60. If you touch it, you could still feel like it's a little bit cold and it's a little tacky. You might want to leave it for a while. I would recommend leaving it for about 24 hours to remove like complete tackiness. The second one, I made these on my computer. Anything that is self-adhesive, you don't need this. This is the one that you glue the paper onto the topper. The downside of the glue for me, if you could see, it's so messy. I really don't like that. It looks very unprofessional to me. Some people can do it really nicely, and I'm not one of those people. So let's start with this. So now, because this file and this file is actually the same file that I use, you know that they're going to fit perfectly, right? They're not going to be wonky or anything. They're exactly the same. They come with a film on top, and this is what you call a transfer paper. So what you want to do is you want to get one of these scrapers. If you don't have this, anything flat like credit card, that sort of thing, you can use it. And then you just want to really adhere this into the plastic. So this is the transfer paper on top, and this is the sticky back. You want to peel it off carefully, and you will see that it comes off with it, right? So now if you don't have this transfer paper, it's so flimsy that when you put it on here, you don't have any foundation. You don't have anything to hold on to. So a transfer paper is nice. I guess I accidentally picked up a matte one. And you know, if you do this, it's very hard to see. You get this because this is more you know, secure and everything, to be really careful that it matches. So it looks like it matches, but not quite. So don't press it until you're really, really sure. So I want to kind of move this. Okay, so this is not lining up perfectly for me. See how it's like really easy. So maybe we should start somewhere here. And I'm not pressing really hard because I'm not sure of the positioning yet. Once I'm really, really sure about it, that's when I press it really, really hard. Oh, look at that. So I'm looking at all directions of this. It looks like, okay, that looks good. This one looks a little bit like I can even press it more, I mean, on the inside a little bit, push it there on the side, and then that looks good. All right, that looks really good to me. It looks really good. So when you are done with that, and see how I like how the back of this now is like really neat, right? Because of the adhesive. I really cannot stress this enough. I don't like glue. I have done so many of them with glue, and no matter how hard I try, they are just not very neat. But look at that. Look at how neat that is. So now we're going to turn it over. Oh, beautiful. This is, by the way, this is called a Euro tile. And this, I had an Italian tile in mind when I designed this one. So now what you're going to do is you want to get your scraper or credit card, and you just want to do another press, you know, just to make sure that you really have that sticker in there flat and really on the topper. There is no way that it's gonna ever fall off. There you go. So once you're confident that, okay, it's good enough, we're gonna peel this baby, and look how easy it's gonna be. So we're gonna peel it, and it peels just beautifully. So be careful, but you know, it's really, really easy. So it's not going to tear up or anything like that unless you, I guess you yank it, but with my experience, I've never had that experience before. Look how pretty that is. So, so pretty. It's neat and pretty, right? So now we're not quite done. We have to put the magnets in. So this is where the super glue comes in. So with me, I don't use the nozzle. I just want a little tiny bit, like that. So, so tiny. And I put it right there. You don't want like tons of it because this is so sticky. And once it gets into your hands, oh, forget it. It takes like hours before you can't even wash it off. You could wear gloves if you want, but I'm good with it because I'm using this toothpick. So I kind of just spread it around like that. Try not to get it on the topper like I did, because once you get it on there, it's so hard to remove. You probably can't even remove it for real. So I let that sit in there. So what I forgot was, before you do that, get your pair of glasses, right? And get your N52 magnets, which are super hard, and you want to put them on your glasses, right? So somebody did this in one of the tutorials, which I thought is really good. So what she did was, once she put it on her glasses, she put like a red mark on it. She put a mark on it, and which means that that red mark is the one that you are going to, that red mark facing you is the one that you're going to turn over, and it's going in that hole. Go ahead and remove this, and you see that red. Just don't put too much of it, because I don't know if it's going to show through in some paper. I really don't know. But go and flip it over so that the red is the one that goes to that glue. and just drop it right there and press. See how flush it is? Very nice, right? So then I just do it here. And now it's good. You want the magnet to dry. So I'm gonna let this dry for a little bit. And maybe, I don't know, 15-20 minutes, even half an hour, just to make sure that it's really, really there. So what I do next is I put the resin on top, remove this, and don't shake it. It tends to bubble. Put the resin all over, right? You want to be generous, but you don't want to be too generous to where it's going to fall off. But you want it to be, you know, you want it to be so that it's kind of 3D on the side. You know, look at that. So that's how I do it. So I don't want to do this right now because it's a little nerve-wracking trying to do this, you know, while on video. But what I want to stress out is that when you're doing the resin, you want to get like a light, like even, I don't know, a flashlight or something really bright, because a lot of times when you're doing resin, you think, oh, you know, this looks good. There's nothing amiss. It looks like everything is covered with resin, but you will be surprised because sometimes like little parts, like the little, you know, things here, like, oh, look at this one. I totally missed this one. And, you know, I've looked at this so many times and I didn't think I did, but see, I did. I missed it. So when you're doing a resin, make sure you have a toothpick with you and you kind of just spread it out just like this, you know, and you run your flashlight so that you could see the shininess of that resin, and you could see where you've missed those parts, because if you don't do that, you're going to miss a lot. Like some of these that I made in the beginning, I missed so much, like especially like on these parts, like you never really even see. They're kind of hard to see unless you have a light and the resin, you could see that, okay, there is no resin in there. I'm going to stop the video right now and I'm going to do the resin. I'm going to post a picture of this on the comments so you could see what it looks like, but I'm going to stop the video from here, and I hope that that was helpful for you on how you can make your own. They're really, really easy. You know, again, it depends on the thicknesses that you like. Personally, I really like these. Oh, another thing, I just wanted to point out that so some people, they say, like, you know, because the pear ones, they're actually bent and they want to bend these. I do not recommend bending these because I tried it and you could see that this is bent. It left more gaps on the bottom than if you just left it alone. If you leave it alone, you'll see that. Let me show you what I made. So this is for the thin ones. You could see that, okay, they're quite flush, right? And then on the bottom, you could see there's a little bit spacing there. And, you know, some people, they say, oh, you know what? They just put like a glue dot on here. I find that very unnecessary because to me, it's not a big deal. And I really, it's so negligible. I can't even really tell. But so I said, okay, well, let me go ahead and bend this. So if you, I don't know if you could see this, but this is a little bit bendy compared to this. This is like completely flat. So I tried this on and oh my goodness, look at that. I mean, it was terrible. I do not recommend bending these. So, you know, hopefully there's a way to like really flatten them. But the thing is, I think with the pear ones, okay, here it is. I think that because these are probably made like into a cast or something, so they're perfectly flush there. And then I think that there is also, if you look at your glasses, there's a little bit of a curve, not only this way, but also this way. And so these are perfectly casted so that they're also a little bit concave, and that's something that you probably cannot achieve with these. It's almost impossible. If somebody did it, kudos. I would like to know how. But like I said, to me, you know, that little gaping thing is not a big deal. So that's that, and I will finish this up. Thank you so much for being here, and I will see you later.